Welcome to a journey into the mind of one of history's greatest philosophers, Plato. Today we delve into a concept that has intrigued thinkers for millennia and continues to offer profound insights into the nature of reality, Plato's theory of forms. But before we dive into the theory itself, let's take a moment to understand who Plato was and the context from which his ideas emerged. Plato's theory of forms isn't just a lofty philosophical idea. It's a lens through which we can interpret and understand the world around us. It challenges us to look beyond the surface and question the nature of reality, beauty, justice, and knowledge. As we explore this profound theory, we'll discover how it can help us navigate our daily lives, make ethical decisions, and strive for personal and intellectual growth. Plato, born around 427 BCE in Athens, was a student of Socrates and the teacher of Aristotle. He came from an aristocratic family, which provided him with a privileged education and a rich cultural background. Athens, during Plato's time, was a hub of intellectual activity and political turmoil, which significantly influenced his philosophical pursuits. Plato's early life was shaped by the intellectual environment of Athens. He was initially drawn to politics, but the execution of his mentor, Socrates, in 399 BCE had a profound impact on him. Socrates was charged with corrupting the youth and impiety, leading to his death by hemlock poisoning. This event disillusioned Plato with the political systems of his time and steered him towards philosophy. This disillusionment led Plato to question the foundations of justice and morality, sparking his quest to understand the deeper truths of existence. He believed that true knowledge could only be attained through philosophical inquiry and the examination of underlying principles. Plato's family background also played a significant role in shaping his philosophical outlook. Coming from an aristocratic lineage, he had access to the intellectual elite of Athens, which provided him with a broad perspective on politics, society, and human behavior. This privileged position allowed him to observe the flaws and virtues of the Athenian state, informing his later works on ideal governance and the nature of justice. After Socrates' death, Plato traveled extensively, visiting places like Italy, Sicily, and Egypt. These travels exposed him to diverse cultures and ideas, enriching his philosophical perspective. He eventually returned to Athens and founded the Academy around 387 BCE, one of the earliest institutions of higher learning in the Western world. The Academy became a center for philosophical debate and education, attracting scholars from across the Greek world. The Academy wasn't just a place for academic learning. It was a community dedicated to the pursuit of wisdom. Students at the Academy engaged in rigorous discussions, debates, and philosophical inquiries, exploring topics ranging from mathematics and science to ethics and politics. Plato's Academy emphasized the importance of dialectical reasoning, a method of dialogue that involves questioning and refining ideas to reach deeper truths. The curriculum at the Academy was designed to cultivate the mind and soul. Plato believed that education should not only impart knowledge, but also develop virtues such as wisdom, courage, and temperance. This holistic approach to education aimed to produce well-rounded individuals capable of contributing to society's betterment. The influence of the Academy extended far beyond Plato's lifetime. It continued to operate for nearly a millennium, preserving and transmitting his ideas to future generations. The Academy's emphasis on critical thinking, intellectual inquiry, and the pursuit of truth laid the groundwork for the development of Western philosophy and science. Plato's dialogues, featuring Socratic questioning, explored various philosophical topics, including ethics, politics, metaphysics, and epistemology. His most famous works include The Republic, Phaedrus, and Timaeus. Among these, the theory of forms stands out as a cornerstone of his philosophy, offering a unique perspective on the nature of reality. The theory of forms posits that there exists a higher realm of reality, populated by perfect, unchanging entities known as forms or ideas. These forms are the true essence of things, while the physical world we perceive through our senses is merely a shadow or reflection of this higher reality. According to Plato, the forms are the ultimate source of all knowledge and understanding. In The Republic, Plato uses the allegory of the cave to illustrate his theory of forms. This allegory serves as a powerful metaphor for the human condition and our quest for knowledge. It challenges us to question the reality we perceive and seek the deeper truths that lie beyond our sensory experiences. Plato's dialogues often feature Socratic questioning, a method of inquiry that involves asking probing questions to challenge assumptions and uncover underlying principles. This method encourages critical thinking and intellectual exploration, guiding individuals towards a deeper understanding of the forms and the nature of reality. To grasp Plato's theory of forms, we must first understand the distinction he makes between the visible world and the intelligible world. According to Plato, the visible world is the world we perceive with our senses. It is the world of physical objects, constantly changing and imperfect. Imagine a perfectly round ball. No matter how precisely we make it, there will always be imperfections. Plato would argue that our concept of a perfect circle is an example of a form, an ideal, unchanging, and perfect shape that exists in a realm beyond our physical world. The visible world is characterized by constant flux and impermanence. Everything we see, touch, and experience is subject to change and decay. This world is filled with imperfect copies of the perfect forms that exist in the intelligible world. In contrast, the intelligible world is the realm of forms or ideas, abstract, perfect, and unchanging entities that exist beyond our sensory experience. For Plato, these forms are the true reality, and the physical world is merely a shadow or reflection of this higher realm. Take the concept of beauty. We encounter various beautiful things in the world, but each is beautiful in its own way and subject to individual taste. Plato's theory of forms suggests that there exists an ideal form of beauty, a perfect standard of beauty that transcends individual perceptions and exists independently of them. The intelligible world is eternal and unchanging. It is the realm of true knowledge and understanding, where the perfect forms reside. These forms are the blueprints or archetypes of everything that exists in the visible world. According to Plato, the forms are the ultimate reality, and the physical world is merely a pale imitation of this higher realm. The form of beauty, for example, is not just an abstract concept, but a real and unchanging entity that embodies perfect beauty. All beautiful things in the visible world are beautiful because they participate in the form of beauty. Similarly, the form of justice is the ideal standard of justice, and all just actions and institutions in the visible world are just because they participate in this form. Understanding the forms requires intellectual insight and philosophical inquiry. It involves transcending the limitations of sensory perception and engaging in a deeper, more profound exploration of the nature of reality. For Plato, the philosopher's task is to seek and contemplate the forms, striving to attain true knowledge and understanding. Plato explains this distinction using the allegory of the cave, one of the most famous passages in his work, The Republic. In this allegory, he describes a group of people who have been chained inside a dark cave since birth. They face a blank wall, and behind them burns a fire. Objects pass in front of the fire, casting shadows on the wall that the prisoners perceive as reality. Imagine watching a movie in a theater. The images on the screen are like the shadows on the cave wall. They appear real, but they are just representations of reality. The real world, for Plato, is the world outside the cave, the world of forms where true reality exists. The prisoners in the cave represent ordinary human beings who are confined to the realm of sensory perception. They are unaware of the true reality that lies beyond the cave and mistake the shadows for the real objects. The fire in the cave represents the limited light of human understanding, while the objects casting the shadows are the forms that exist in the intelligible world. One prisoner escapes and, after a painful ascent, emerges into the sunlight. Initially blinded, he gradually adjusts to the light and sees the true forms of the objects that had cast the shadows. He realizes that the shadows in the cave were mere illusions, and the real world exists outside the cave. This allegory illustrates the philosopher's journey from ignorance to enlightenment. The cave represents the visible world, where people are trapped by their limited perceptions and mistaken beliefs. The journey out of the cave symbolizes the philosopher's ascent to the intelligible world, where true knowledge and understanding are attained. The escaped prisoner represents the philosopher who has attained knowledge of the forms. He returns to the cave to share his insights with the other prisoners, but they are skeptical and hostile, unwilling to accept the truth. This reflects the philosopher's challenge of educating and enlightening others who are trapped in their own ignorance. In our pursuit of knowledge, we often encounter conflicting information and perspectives. Plato's theory of forms encourages us to look beyond the surface and seek deeper truths. By understanding that the physical world is an imperfect reflection of higher realities, we can develop a more discerning and critical approach to knowledge. Consider scientific theories. Scientists observe and study the physical world to formulate theories that explain natural phenomena. These theories are like the shadows in Plato's cave. They are based on observations and are subject to revision. Plato would argue that the ultimate goal of science is to uncover the forms, the unchanging and perfect laws that govern the universe. Plato's theory of forms encourages us to question our assumptions and seek deeper understanding. It reminds us that the knowledge we gain from sensory experience is limited and often incomplete. To attain true knowledge, we must engage in philosophical inquiry and explore the underlying principles that govern reality. This pursuit of knowledge is not just an intellectual exercise, but a transformative journey that shapes our character and worldview. By striving to understand the forms, we develop critical thinking skills, intellectual curiosity, and a deeper appreciation for the complexities of existence. In the modern world, the pursuit of knowledge is more important than ever. With the proliferation of information and the rapid pace of technological advancement, we must be discerning and thoughtful in our quest for understanding. Plato's theory of forms provides a timeless framework for navigating the complexities of knowledge and seeking the deeper truth that lie beyond the surface. In the realm of ethics and morality, Plato's forms offer a standard of ideal virtues, such as justice, courage, and wisdom. In a world where ethical dilemmas are commonplace, striving to align our actions with these perfect forms can guide us towards more virtuous and just behavior. Think about a situation where you must decide between telling the truth and protecting someone's feelings. Plato's theory of forms would encourage you to consider the ideal form of justice. What is the just and fair action in this situation, regardless of the immediate consequences? Plato's ethical philosophy is grounded in the belief that the forms represent the highest standards of virtue. By contemplating the forms and striving to embody them in our actions, we can cultivate moral excellence and live a virtuous life. The form of justice, for example, represents perfect justice, an ideal standard that transcends individual opinions and cultural norms. By aligning our actions with this form, we can navigate ethical dilemmas with integrity and fairness. Similarly, the form of wisdom represents perfect knowledge and understanding. It guides us in making wise decisions and pursuing intellectual growth. By aspiring to embody the form of wisdom, we can develop a deeper appreciation for the complexities of life and make informed choices that reflect our values and principles. Plato's ethical philosophy emphasizes the importance of self-reflection and moral development. It encourages us to examine our beliefs, question our assumptions, and strive for personal and ethical growth. By aligning our actions with the forms, we can cultivate virtues that enhance our character and contribute to the well-being of society. Art and beauty are integral aspects of human culture. Plato's theory of forms suggests that true beauty is not merely in physical appearances, but in the abstract perfection of the form of beauty. This perspective encourages us to appreciate art on a deeper level, recognizing the ideals that artists strive to capture in their work. When you admire a beautiful painting, you are appreciating the artist's attempt to capture the form of beauty. Even though the painting itself is an imperfect representation, it can still evoke a sense of beauty and harmony that resonates with the ideal form. Plato believed that art has the power to inspire and elevate the soul. By contemplating the form of beauty, artists can create works that reflect the harmony and perfection of this ideal. These works of art can evoke profound emotions and insights, connecting us to the higher realities that lie beyond the physical world. The appreciation of beauty is not limited to the visual arts. It extends to music, literature, architecture, and all forms of creative expression. Plato's theory of forms encourages us to seek the deeper meanings and ideals that artists strive to convey through their work. In our everyday lives, we encounter beauty in various forms: a stunning landscape, a captivating piece of music, a beautifully crafted piece of furniture. These experiences of beauty remind us of the higher realities that Plato described and inspire us to seek and appreciate the deeper truths that lie beyond the surface. By recognizing and appreciating the forms of beauty in art and nature, we can cultivate a sense of wonder and awe. This appreciation enriches our lives and connects us to the timeless ideals that Plato's philosophy celebrates. Plato's ideas can also inspire us in our personal development. By aspiring to embody the forms of virtues, we can cultivate qualities like wisdom, courage, and justice within ourselves. This pursuit of self-improvement is a lifelong journey, much like the philosopher's ascent from the cave to the light. Consider how you can embody the form of wisdom in your daily life, making decisions that are informed by knowledge and insight, rather than by impulse or emotion. Personal development, according to Plato, involves striving to align our actions with the perfect forms of virtues. This process requires self-reflection, critical thinking, and a commitment to ethical and intellectual growth. The form of courage, for example, represents perfect bravery and resilience. By aspiring to embody this form, we can develop the strength to face challenges and overcome obstacles. This courage enables us to pursue our goals with determination and integrity. The form of temperance represents perfect self-control and moderation. By aligning our actions with this form, we can cultivate discipline and balance in our lives. This temperance helps us avoid excess and make choices that promote our well-being and the well-being of others. Personal development is a continuous journey of self-improvement and growth. By contemplating the forms and striving to embody their ideals, we can enhance our character and achieve a deeper sense of fulfillment and purpose. In the realm of education, Plato's theory of forms emphasizes the importance of nurturing the soul and mind. True education is not just about acquiring information, but about awakening our inner potential and guiding us towards the understanding of higher truths. A good education should strive to teach students not just facts and figures, but also critical thinking skills and an appreciation for the pursuit of knowledge. It should encourage students to question assumptions and seek deeper understanding, much like the philosopher's journey to uncover the forms. Plato believed that education should be a transformative process that shapes the soul and cultivates virtues. It involves guiding individuals from the shadows of ignorance to the light of knowledge and understanding. This educational journey requires a commitment to intellectual inquiry, critical thinking, and ethical development. The role of educators, according to Plato, is to facilitate this journey by creating an environment that fosters curiosity, exploration, and dialogue. Educators should encourage students to question assumptions, challenge conventional wisdom, and seek deeper truths. By nurturing the soul and mind, educators can help students develop the skills and virtues needed to navigate the complexities of life. Plato's vision of education extends beyond the classroom. It involves a lifelong commitment to learning and self-improvement. By embracing the principles of Plato's theory of forms, we can cultivate a love for knowledge and a passion for intellectual growth. Plato's vision of an ideal society in the Republic is grounded in the theory of forms. He advocates for philosopher-kings rulers who have ascended to the understanding of the forms and can govern with wisdom and justice. This concept challenges us to consider the qualities we value in our leaders and the principles that should guide governance. Think about the qualities you would want in a leader: honesty, fairness, and compassion. These are all virtues that Plato would argue are rooted in the forms of justice, goodness, and wisdom. Plato believed that effective leadership requires a deep understanding of the forms and a commitment to the pursuit of truth and justice. Philosopher-kings, as envisioned by Plato, are individuals who possess the wisdom, courage, and moral integrity needed to govern justly and effectively. The form of justice, in the context of leadership, represents the ideal standard of fairness and equity. By aligning their actions with this form, leaders can create policies and institutions that promote the common good and uphold the principles of justice. The form of wisdom represents the knowledge and insight needed to make informed decisions. Leaders who embody this form can navigate complex issues and challenges with clarity and discernment. Their decisions are guided by a deep understanding of the underlying principles that govern reality. Plato's vision of leadership and governance emphasizes the importance of ethical and intellectual development. It challenges us to seek leaders who possess the virtues and qualities needed to govern justly and effectively. By embracing the principles of Plato's theory of forms, we can create a more just and enlightened society. The theory of forms also has profound implications for our understanding of reality and the nature of existence. It invites us to question the nature of the physical world and consider the possibility of higher, more perfect realities that transcend our sensory experience. Consider the concept of truth. In our everyday lives, we encounter various truths, scientific truths, personal truths, and societal truths. Plato's theory of forms would suggest that there exists an ideal form of truth, a perfect and unchanging truth that transcends our individual perceptions and beliefs. By contemplating this form, we can develop a deeper understanding of the nature of truth and seek to align our beliefs and actions with this ideal. Plato's theory of forms encourages us to look beyond the surface and seek the deeper truths that lie beyond our sensory experiences. It challenges us to question our assumptions and explore the underlying principles that govern reality. This philosophical inquiry into the nature of reality has profound implications for our worldview and our approach to knowledge. It encourages us to be critical thinkers, question our assumptions, and seek a deeper understanding of the world around us. By embracing the principles of Plato's theory of forms, we can cultivate a more discerning and thoughtful approach to reality. We can seek the deeper truths that lie beyond the surface and strive to align our beliefs and actions with the ideal forms that govern existence. Plato's influence extends far beyond the realm of philosophy. His ideas have shaped the foundations of Western thought, influencing fields such as science, mathematics, politics, and art. His emphasis on the pursuit of knowledge, ethical development, and the quest for higher truths continues to inspire and guide us today. Plato's dialogues have been studied and debated by scholars for centuries, and his ideas have been integrated into various philosophical traditions. His emphasis on critical thinking, intellectual inquiry, and the pursuit of truth has laid the groundwork for the development of Western philosophy and science. In the field of science, Plato's theory of forms has influenced the development of mathematical and scientific concepts. The idea of perfect and unchanging forms resonates with the mathematical principles that underpin the natural world. Scientists and mathematicians continue to seek the underlying laws and principles that govern the universe, inspired by Plato's vision of higher realities. In the realm of politics, Plato's ideas about justice, governance, and the role of the philosopher king have shaped political theory and practice. His emphasis on ethical leadership and the pursuit of the common good continues to inspire contemporary discussions about governance and social justice. In the arts, Plato's theory of forms has influenced the appreciation and creation of beauty. Artists, musicians, and writers continue to seek the deeper meanings and ideals that Plato described, striving to capture the essence of beauty and truth in their work. Plato's enduring legacy is a testament to the timeless relevance of his ideas. His philosophy continues to challenge and inspire us, encouraging us to seek deeper understanding, cultivate virtues, and strive for personal and intellectual growth. Plato's theory of forms offers us a profound and timeless framework for interpreting the world. It challenges us to look beyond the surface, question our assumptions, and seek the deeper truths that lie beyond our sensory experiences. By aspiring to understand and embody the ideal forms, we can navigate our lives with wisdom, justice, and a sense of purpose. In a world filled with complexity and uncertainty, Plato's philosophy provides a guiding light that helps us make sense of our experiences and strive for a higher understanding of reality. Whether we are pursuing knowledge, making ethical decisions, appreciating beauty, or seeking personal growth, the theory of forms offers us a roadmap for navigating the complexities of existence. As we continue to explore the depths of Plato's philosophy, we are reminded of the enduring power of his ideas and the profound impact they have on our lives. By embracing the principles of Plato's theory of forms, we can cultivate a deeper appreciation for the nature of reality and the timeless ideals that shape our understanding of the world. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the mind of Plato. May his insights continue to inspire and guide you in your quest for knowledge and understanding.